Welcome to episode 180. Yay. Hello from Stevie. I have no Stevie news. She's somewhere out on the road. Good for you. Yeah, good for you. So many things, termites. Oh my God. What am I drinking? Let's just start with that. Well, I already drank one. It's Westhampton Beach Irish Eyes. It's a stout. Yep. It came from Westhampton, the show, the people, the brewery. Yep, very, very nice. Thank you, received. And then I left a couple for the crew.
Nice.
Nicest crew on earth.
You brought some for me.
Yes, brought some back. Delta doesn't question my luggage. Thank you. Don't do that. So let's start with where I'm going to be. In case you termites want to come out on the road. Here we go. Well, okay, we'll start. Because I think I said this wrong.
You did like 3 times.
I said it wrong like 3 times, but okay. I think it's sold out. Almost.
Oh, there's a couple seats.
Couple seats left. In Charlestown, West Virginia is June 22nd.
Yeah.
Yes. June 29th is Portland, Maine. For sure.
Yes.
The rest are for sure. Triple checked. 19th and 20th, Borgata, Atlantic City. I can't wait. 26th, San Antonio. 27th, Austin. August 2nd, Marietta, Ohio. Yes. I think I've said Georgia like 50 times.
Yep, okay.
Well, there used to be a club there, Marietta,
and
the Comedy Cafe.
You're awake right now.
Yeah, I am awake.
Yep.
Marietta, Ohio. August 3rd, Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati, yeah, that one's doing good. I looked at that seat map. There's some tickets left, but it's doing good because there's a lot of seats to sell. August 10th, Niagara Falls, Ontario. What boat will I be in? The Red Boat.
Yay!
Signifying paddles, home, nation, people of the North. Because if you go to the Canadian side of the falls, you got to get in the Red Boat. The American side of the falls, which is not as spectacular, and I'm not saying that to kiss paddles' ass. The Canadian side is much more spectacular.
You get to go in the falls.
You get to go in the, well, the Blue Boat goes in the falls too. It's just their view isn't as.
Yeah, and it's tiny falls.
Yeah, it's
Tiny falls.
well, that's tiny falls, but they get to go up by the Red Boats. But the Red Boats have priority. It's like Delta versus Spirit. If you're on the Blue Boat, you're in Spirit. So that's August 10th. August 24th, Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. August 30th and 31st, which is Labor Day weekend. The Venetian, Las Vegas. I was at the Mirage for 10 years.
Yep.
And the Mirage, well, it's closing. Yep. I can't do nothing about that. So I'm happy to have a new home at the Venetian. I'm very excited. You got to shake it up every now and then. September 6th, Tarrytown, New York. September 7th, Wilmington, Delaware. That gig always just sells by itself. I don't even know how. It's just a wonderful, yep. There's a old lady that works there that's a nice, she got a southern accent. It's all very weird. She always takes me to some meet and greet I didn't know I was involved in. They're all very nice. And I'm like, she's like, well, hey, do you want to come up to the 3rd floor and have some drinks? I'm like, sure. Right. Then I get up there. I'll go, don't ever say I'll follow you anywhere if you just say it like that. I'm like, sure. But everybody I met up there was nice. September 13th, Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, where you is? September 14th, Lexington, Kentucky. Haven't been there in a hot minute. I'm excited. I always enjoy my little trips to Kentucky, and I can drive home.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
September 19th, Oklahoma City. What, home of the new tallest skyscraper in the world?
Gonna go visit it?
No, it's not ready yet.
The site.
I'm going to go to the site, yes. September 21st, Dallas, Texas. I'm so sad because my cousins are moving to Boston. From Dallas. Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to. And they were my big hangout in Dallas. Well, I have comic friends, but.
Jump on that, Dallas.
Dallas, let's do it because I'm probably going to add a show there.
Yeah.
It depends. We're working on it. So Dallas people, Texas people, people of the South. So there we go. That's where I'm going. So we X that out. That business is taken care of. Then we're going to taste some food here and move on. Nice. What am I eating? Yep. This is North Fork kettle chips. These are from Hampton Termites, Carrie, Mary, Kevin, Eileen, and Maggie.
Sounds like a band.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's a fine kettle chip.
Great.
Yeah, but I like basic.
Yeah.
I'm in. You don't have to trick me into eating basic chips.
Nope.
This one, I already tasted one. Hal's New York chips. These are from Hampton Termites, Lori and Eric. Sour cream and onion. Top 2 flavors. Love them.
Yeah.
Hal's kettle chips aren't as good as Lay's ever because they're kettle. Right. But if I have to go for a kettle chip, Hal's from New York is nailing it. Good job.
Nice.
And last but not least, the tiniest chocolate chip cookies in the world. Itsy bitsy chocolate chip cookies from Hampton Termites, Walter and Vicky.
From Southampton.
They're from Southampton?
Mm-hmm.
That was in Westhampton.
The chips are from Southampton.
Itsy bitsy crispy cookies. They're delicious. Tates. Tiny Tates. And I guess if you want to say skinny in the Hamptons, this is your dessert. The tiniest.
It's the size of a quarter.
Not even. No, it's the size. Well, yeah, a quarter.
Quarter.
They're good. I get it. I would dump the whole thing in milk, the whole bag, and we'd be done with that. We got to be that. All right.
Cereal.
Before we get into, I would like to give a special shout out to my research assistant Bob Reed for winning an Emmy. Yay! Now a lot of people don't have research assistants that win Emmys. Just saying, for the Kelly Clarkson show, he's a producer on that, and I've been on that show. It was the greatest green room in the history of all mankind. So good for Bob. Congratulations. And then Clark, his partner, texted me an update that Palm Royale will be renewed for season 2, and I can't even believe that's possible. It's a show I couldn't finish, and I liked everyone in the show. It's so ludicrous and so bad. Yeah. I was like, you cannot be serious. Who thinks this is a good idea? Now I have to go watch the last episode, even though I didn't care how it ended. Right. Now I'm like, well, now I need to know, because how the hell did it get renewed for season 2? I never shit on a show where people I love are in it. That I don't know these people, but I mean, I like them as actors and stuff. And it's not their fault.
No.
It's just, I know, people describe stuff as farce. And I'm like, well, I don't really, every time somebody said it's farce, I'm like, well, I hated it. So maybe I just hate farce. Or maybe it's not good enough to be farcical. Maybe. Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that later. That's a fight I'll have with Lewis on the phone. And congratulations to Lewis. My best friend, Lewis Black, Inside Out. He is going to the world premiere tonight. Well, it's the world premiere. Yeah. It's in Los Angeles. And he went out there to do all the press. Lewis doesn't love L.A. He's more of a New York, to say the least. He's 100 years ago, I had an apartment in Hermosa Beach, and it was $550. I couldn't believe it. This is when I was like in my 20s. And Lewis would come out, and he would just go, I don't know how people live here. I'm like, the ocean's right there. Yeah. What don't you like? I don't understand you don't want to live in town. Right. But I'm at the beach. Right. Throw on some rollerblades. Well, that's never going to happen. And go with me. Like, this is fun. It's beautiful. No, Lewis is the guy who will go to the beach, and he'll walk out to the water, look at it, and walk back. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, do you want to take a beach walk? No. There's sand fleas. He's always got some sort of issue with an animal. Right. Something's going to kill us, or ticks are going to fall out of trees, and if we take a hike. And he's not an LA guy. So I don't know when it's available to the public. Can you Google?
It's this weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah, it opens Friday.
Oh, it opens Friday. Yeah. So if you liked Inside Out 1,
Part 2.
He's seen it. He says it's really good.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll see it at some point.
Probably on a plane.
Probably on a plane. Yeah, that's a good place to watch it. It makes me laugh to hear his voice. Yeah. And he does really good at the little anger character. And then those children that meet him are so angry. I'm like, Jesus, Lewis, what are you encouraging? Mr. Black! The one kid was shaking, and he's like, I love anger. And I'm like, oh my God. Maybe we get this kid to some sort of family therapist. And then what has been going on, termites? Well, here's the thing. My friend Dax came, another research assistant, and his wife Heather, a research assistant, a little overqualified, drummer for Cheap Trick. And
smart man.
We went drinking, and I tried to do the work of the Lord. We went downtown. I tried to go to Morgan Wallen's bar to give you a full review. Closed for a private event. I don't buy it. Nope. Not on a Tuesday in the middle of the day. You're bullshitting. They weren't ready because CMA Fest was coming up for the weekend. I think they had their soft openings, and same with Lainey Wilson's bar, closed for a private event. Same signage. Yeah. So must be the same owners.
But research assistant Laura,
the flight attendant, she was going to go to Lainey Wilson's, but I haven't gotten the full review yet.
Yeah.
And then me, number one research assistant, now I have to go to John Bon Jovi's bar because that's open.
I mean,
And my research assistant, Brian Dorfman, who owns Zany's Comedy Club, again, a little overqualified, club owner, also owns part of a production company. He did get to go to the John Bon Jovi Sneaky concert. Yeah, it wasn't for everybody. It was a sneaky thing, like a preview thing. And I don't even know how.
I don't care unless he grows his hair out again.
You don't care about John Bon Jovi unless he grows his hair out?
He was so cute.
He was cute. He's cute now.
I mean, yeah. But
I just don't care about the music. I mean, I know you're not allowed to say that, but...
it's the hair.
Living on a prayer. I mean, they're catchy tunes. It's the lyrics.
It's all anthems.
Yeah, they're anthems. It was for a time and place. I don't know. The place would be New Jersey. Well, I mean, if I had somebody from Missouri sing about Missouri every day, that'd be my band.
Album number 2.
He said his voice is hurt. He can't sing anymore. John Bon Jovi's. So is Bruce Springsteen's. But guess whose is fine? Stevie's. Guess who's on the road having no problems whatsoever? Every night I see another clip on Instagram. Which, by the way, CMA Fest is the big country music festival in Nashville every year. Over 500,000 people come in. Nothing makes me laugh. There's an Instagram site called It's Scoop Nashville.
We'll put it in the show notes.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
There are so many people, and I don't know why I find this to be so funny. They're too drunk to fly out of here. They get to the airport. Somehow they've gotten to the airport. They always end up falling asleep in a gate area, and then the security people come up. But after CMA Fest, oh my God, you can scroll through. It's just mostly drunken incidents, and I think the site's funny. Now, some of it's a little serious. It's not funny, obviously. Right. Somebody got shot in the face at a gas station. Not funny. But the drunkies, because they have their headshots. Yeah, their mugshots, and they're always just like kind of confused, like wow.
The one guy this weekend demanded he would be arrested.
Yeah, the one guy demanded he wanted to be arrested because he was just too drunk to keep functioning. And I'm like, I've been drunk, and I've been drunk, as we would say in the Midwest. Are you drunk or were you drunk? But never too drunk to fly. No. I did have a comedian friend that was too drunk to fly, and he called me. He's like, from LAX, I had to fucking go to Los Angeles airport, which is a giant, enormous pain in the ass. My friend Scott, and he's like, well, I said I'm too hammered to go to Texas. I'm like, nobody's too hammered to go to Texas. Get on that plane, Scott. Because he's a nice drunk. He's like, no, they gave me the eye. I ain't going. Can you come get me? I'm like, oh, that's what I want. I want to go pick up a chubby Texan who's too drunk to fly and put you in my car. And then where, Scott? Where would you like to go? No, I got to sit on fucking 405. No, I took him to my apartment and threw him on the couch. And I gave him more tequila and said, "There, just knock yourself out, little man. Knock yourself out." So anyway, and then that was that. Had a ton of fun, and I'm sorry I can't give you better reviews of what's going on. But it was closed. It was closed in the middle of the day, and there's no money in there. I don't see no private event. They're bullshitting. I don't know why. I think because they need to get ready for CMA Fest. There's 500,000 people showing up.
Well, let's go this week.
Get ready. Well, if I can find a day where I don't have shit to do, I'll do it. I'll do it. I just wait for people to come in town because then they all want to go do that, and then it's fine. It's a good excuse.
Well,
but I like to scope them out for my cousins when they come down so I know where we're going because my cousin Mike likes certain things, and I want to make sure that bar is up to Mike's liking.
Cold McUltra.
Cold McUltra, and that was not at one of the bars we went to. New York City, I got to see Jessica Lange in the play. And Jim Pearsons and the other lady, I'm sure she's so sick of hearing this. Parsons, I don't know. What's his name? The guy from the Big Bang Theory.
He was great.
He was great. They were all great. I feel bad I don't know the other ladies. Oh, here's the cast. There's only 3 people. Carl's Jim Parsons, Phyllis is Jessica Lange, and Martha is Celia Keenan Bolger. And her resume is very fancy of Broadway stuff. Yeah. But I don't. She's not really a TV movie person, which means you're, probably a better actor. Just saying. I don't go to plays. I don't go to musicals. Until they make Jaws a musical, I'm not going. I told Louis that. When Jaws is ready, Louis, I'll be there repeated nights. I will buy tickets for many nights. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. There's only 1 week left. It goes till, I think, the 16th or something.
Your video, you were close.
There's only 550 seats in the theater. It's the smallest place ever. And so there's no bad seat. And there are single seats available. I checked because I was telling my friend Katie to go. She's up there by herself doing work. Jessica Lange, I mean, like in an hour and a half was hysterical and then laughing crazily. Wow. Yeah, it's like, and then I thought, oh my God, like in real life, I would be terrified of her because I don't know what's real.
Right.
Like, if you're capable of that on cue,
right.
who's the real one?
Yeah.
Like, but Lewis would always say, that's why I never dated actresses. They're crazy. They're all crazy. I'm like, well, you were an actor, or does that make you crazy? She was, I mean, all three of them were great, but Jessica, and she gets her own round of applause when she comes out. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. Like, and I'm not even, because people are like, oh, now have you caught the theater bug? No. Let's not get carried away here.
You were telling me about her dance scene.
No, I wanted to watch hockey, but I found a Canadian hockey bar in New York City called Canucks. Yep. So there you go. If you are ever in New York and you want to watch hockey at a proper bar that understands hockey.
They have Labatt Blue Light on Boom.
Yeah, Labatt Blue Light's on tap. Yep. So you got to love that. Yep. And Westhampton, the show was super fun. Michael Somerville, my beer monster opener. Yep. It was great to see him. I haven't seen him in a long time. And the lady out there who runs it is Julianne, and she was great. They're so nice. They're so nice. And it's sometimes you just meet people who just want to put on good shows. Yep. And then they ask, like, who's your favorite people? Like, what will work well for here? Just a wonderful, I didn't really get to do the Hamptons because I don't really understand it. I mean, I could call, what am I going to do? Call Seinfeld and go, hey, do you care if I just crash in one of your 10 bedrooms? Like, I'm not going to do that. There's people, I don't know. I don't really understand it. I need a rich person.
Like your little dude in Montauk.
I do like my little friend in Montauk. He owns the restaurant because I walked in and he asked if I was me. Yep. And I'm like, yeah. And then I thought, why the fuck would this guy? Yep. Like, Montauk used to be a fishing village. Now it's it's the bougie place to be for the children. Like the weekend before I went there, Obama's kids were there. Like it's those kids, that group, the riches. So it's lost. I don't feel the fishing village charm I was looking for. I didn't find it. Hideaway? Mm-hmm. Is that the bar? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was just a comedy fan. Yeah. Told me I could have free beers. And then he even invited me this time. Yeah. But I was 30 minutes past where I needed to go. So anyway, thank you, Westhampton, to everybody who came out. And now we are moving on to Queen News. Queen News. Oh, my God, it was a big week. So like I said, CMA Fest, you guys all in on that, biggest country music festival. Well, Dolly went down on Thursday morning to open it. And I wanted to go, but I had to fly out. But I thought, well, maybe I have time. Well, after seeing the line to get in, no, I did not have time. Nope. That line, just when you think, like, especially this town, there's a lot of Dolly things going on. No, nobody's sick of it. No one's sick of it. They want to see Dolly. Well, boy, did she have some announcements. I would have to do serious cocaine to keep up with this lady. I mean, like old school, like 80s cocaine, like an 8-ball every day by myself. And I'm not even a cocaine person, but I would have to. She was at Fanfare. That's where they go, and they still do all that. She announced she's going to have a Broadway musical in 2026. Wow. Hello, I'm Dolly. An original musical. She has a new wine. I don't know about that.
Sounds a little riverboat wine like.
It sounds, I don't know. Dolly's niece does moonshine. That seems more appropriate. Danielle. But maybe Dolly couldn't go that far with it because then you seem like a real drinker.
Well, you're also stepping on her toes.
Yeah, you'd step on your own. No, you just don't just sell hers.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Wine? I don't picture Dolly as a wine person.
Probably a lot of blends.
I'm thinking sweet wine.
Yeah.
If it's as sweet as those donuts, Jesus Christ. And she's going to have a hotel downtown and a museum in it. Wow. I mean, and then she knows, she's like, it's not like there's some company doing this. And then she actually seems to be participating and up to speed on all the details of what the hell's actually happening. Right. So congratulations to Queen Dolly on that. Cool. Let me see. Xing those out. One other order of business. Well, two. I predicted Florida's going to win the Stanley Cup. Yep. And they're already up one. And second of all, for those of you who want to see the pictures of my bass boat, my fishing boat that got eaten by an animal, I will be posting those pictures on Instagram. I do not have a picture of the animal droppings because...
Yes, you do.
I do?
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Oh, maybe I do have one. But it's got to be a raccoon. I don't know. I'm going to post it, though, because I want your guys' opinion. And then I want to know if I can get a new seat. Or do I just duct tape it and do the Jack Madigan route? Do the jackalope route.
You can't have it.
Well, if you're never going to sell your own fishing boat, you just put duct tape on shit and you just get comfortable with it and then it becomes homey. That's how that works.
Okay.
Yep. Other Queen news. Tay Tay. This was so great.
Yay.
Even as I'm not, I'm on board, but I'm not.
Thank you for acknowledging.
I'm on board. I'm not. This is what I was thinking too. After going to Taylor's concert and then Morgan Wallen's concert, I think the young people should have a different concert for old people. For anybody over the age of 40, and our concert starts at like 5, and we're guaranteed to be over by 6:45. I don't want to hear all your eras. No, well, then you go to the other show. You go to the other show. I want to hear greatest hits. Pick one. I don't need to hear the era. I want to see a Stevie show that is 1 hour and a half. And there's a 25-minute opener, Vanessa, whatever her name is, Carlson, making my way down. I like that song. And I would walk.
That's when you go buy your T-shirt.
That's when I go get my drinks and my T-shirts. And then I come back and boom, here's Stevie. Boom, an hour and a half. If they could just shrink their shows, Morgan Wallen, I don't need all that. No. And then you could even charge the older people more. We have more money than most of the children. Not all of them. There's other children. Well, they have my siblings' money.
Right.
Yeah. Welcome to adulthood. Oh, you can live here till you're like 30. Just save your money. What? You're on insurance till you're 50. What? Really? Anyway, Queen Tay Tay went to Scotland. And she was greeted by bagpipes playing her songs.
I love
it. Was on Instagram. It was absolutely awesome. And then she was on her way to Edinburgh, and the First Minister of Scotland, John Swinney, was making a point to send the superstar a super welcome. She wanted to say that he wanted to say all the Swifties are super, super welcome, blah, blah, blah. They have a Loch Tay there. It's called, Loch means lake, Loch Tay. They have renamed it Loch Tay Tay.
Wonderful.
And I'm like, forever or just for the weekend? I don't know. It doesn't say.
That's great.
Then he reminded everyone, only travel to Scottish Gas Murrayfield if you have a ticket. They didn't want, there's going to be no space for all that. So, yeah. And Jelly Roll was all over CMA Fest. Good for him. He's hosting the one that'll be on TV if you're a country music person.
Streaming on Hulu.
The new country, I just can't.
You like some of it.
Some of it, but it sounds like pop. I know I sound old.
You sound like George Jones.
I sound like George Jones. He did the interview where that was 100 years ago. But I like the older people better. Yeah. I just did. Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette.
I like both.
The new ones, I feel like the songs are just poppy. I'm not buying your feralness. I need to believe that you were feral. And I need to believe that you were poor. And I don't believe it. Gotcha. So where are my poor feral children? Could you please learn how to play the guitar and get your ass to Nashville? Somewhere. Come on. Mississippi, you got something going on down there. Send somebody up from that Delta. Arkansas, Missouri, it all counts. The Midwest kind of counts. I don't know.
Texas?
No, Texas counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Louisiana? Well, they sent Lainey Wilson, but, she's dominating everything. Yep. I don't know. I can't tell you a song, and I've listened. So there we go. Update!
Your little friend Terry Clark did a duet.
Oh, my friend Terry Clark. I actually know Terry Clark. That's a country. See, I always say I don't know musicians. I know 2. Dax and Terry. Well, I know Jan Arden. 3. 3. Is there anybody else?
2 Queens of Canada.
The 2 Queens of Canada.
Yeah.
Terry Clark and Jan Arden. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Update! My friend, he's not really my friend in real life. He's just the person I think I'm going to make a lot of money on. Mike Tyson. He has his Twitter account. This is an update. He wrote, new date for Jake's wake. It's November, but I didn't print out when. It's November 15th. They rescheduled the fight. But just how funny is that? New date for Jake's wake. I love it.
That's great.
Here's an update.
Tyson fights November 15th.
November 15th. I got it right. So I told you Margaritaville at the Flamingo in Las Vegas was my secret strip viewing bar on the second level. Yep. It's closing, and the update is it's going to become a Garth Brooks bar.
What?
I don't care. I'm right next door at the Venetian, just a hop, skip, and away. If Trisha Yearwood's chicken fingers are there, I'll be there. Yeah. I want to see what they build out there compared to the one down here. Or are they all going to be the same? Are they all going to be the same? I want to know. Update! This is why I like the old people. Do you know Flavor Flav is 60 years old?
What?
Yep. Kind of crazy.
I love him.
Well, here's why I extra love Flavor Flav. He went to Red Lobster and ordered the whole menu to help save the chain from Banksy.
Yes. Work of the Lord.
Yeah, there's a picture of it. He ordered everything. It's so funny. He's 65 years old.
What?
Yep.
Oh my God.
He goes, yeah, boy, I meant it when I said I was going to do everything to help Red Lobster and save the Cheddar Bay biscuits. He put it on Twitter. He's 65 years old. Ordered the whole menu, and every single plate of food is in front of him. I'm not sure this is the way to go about this, Flavor.
We should go do that.
Flav? Well,
Yeah, let's go do that.
I'm going to go scope out a Cracker Barrel and do the work of the Lord because one, not far from here, less than 15 minutes, has been one of the remodeled ones.
Well, their headquarters are 30 minutes.
The headquarters are down here, 30 minutes away. I'm going to go get some pancakes.
Nice.
And a light beer. That'll really throw them off. Well, can I have a short stack, a side of bacon, and a Miller Lite?
Thank you.
The judgment. Oh, my God. I've done it before. And they're just like, all right. I mean, they do not. I'm like, you're selling it.
Right.
Don't judge me. You're the one selling it.
Are you sure you don't want the sangria?
Sure you don't want some milk? Yes, I love milk. You can bring that too. First I'll drink the milk, then I'll drink the beer.
Oh, God.
Flavor Flav, whose real name is William Jonathan Drayton, shared a photo of himself at Red Lobster surrounded by the packed table filled with calamari, nachos, and his beloved Cheddar Bay biscuits, and of course, lobster. It's funny. He's really upset. He said he shared it with the bounty with his family. It's flavor time, boy, he wrote. It's the second he's made in weeks, the second gesture. Last month, he became the official hype man for the women's U.S. water polo team to help shine a bigger light on their efforts to go for an unprecedented fourth consecutive gold medal at the Paris Olympics. His giant order also comes weeks after Red Lobster filed for bankruptcy, putting more than 135 restaurants in the chain in jeopardy of shutting down.
That's great.
Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad too that they bought the land and then they're renting it out.
Yeah.
They have the seafood chain has just a few weeks to renegotiate the terms of leases, which expire. So good for Flavor Flav.
Yes.
Yep. Update. You're not gonna like my update.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's Anna Delvey. Yes. She models custom show New York and she bedazzled her leg monitor, her ankle monitor. Yeah, she
Is that legal?
Yeah, you can do it. Nobody said you couldn't decorate it. As long as you keep it on, you're not supposed to saw it off. The courtroom is her runway. Anna Delvey had another court date this last Thursday, and the con artiste turned fashion publicist used the occasion to model a new look by Shaw New York, custom created for the occasion. Oh she still is on house like that. Hold on. She wore a second outfit, and it was a sophisticated white suit dress that Delvey designed with Yang herself. She also wore a pair of tan suede heels and a coordinating leather bag, wearing a curly ponytail and fresh makeup look with plenty of peach blush. To add the pizzazz, her ankle monitor was bedazzled with an A for Anna, picked out in crystals.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but nobody's saying what is happening at these hearings, and I haven't had time to Google it. But are we going to deport her ass? I say yes.
Yes.
But then again, she's funny for updates. I don't know. She's funny for my little show here. She's funny for my segment. Update. Well, we talked about Bark Airlines here.
Yeah.
$6,000 for you and your dog. And I saw pictures of it, and it does look hilarious.
Yeah.
Now, that's a pretty steep price to pay for funny. But, there's a lot of people with extra money that are super, super, and it is not, I don't like the way they put dogs in the under thing. And, it's not,
Right.
I wouldn't feel good about flying my dog. Unless I knock the dog out. Well, I don't even have a dog. But, I wouldn't put baby cat down there. I think it'd be terrifying.
Right.
I'd put Gato down there. She'd hold her own.
Oh, I'd love to see her get out of that bag.
Yeah. So the new luxury airliner for dogs faces a lawsuit shortly after its first flight.
Uh-oh.
And it is not the dogs.
What?
I thought,
2 dogs fought.
2 dogs fought. One was bigger, one was meaner. And then, sad times, sad clown for the dog that didn't win the fight. No. A brand new luxury airliner designed for dogs was recently sued mere days after its inaugural flight. Bark Air, which operates out of New York Westchester County Airport, was handed a lawsuit by Westchester County on May 30th for allegedly violating county law. The airline's first flight took off May 24th. According to legal documents, West County Airport rules state that the airport's private jet section can only accommodate jets with 9 passenger seats or fewer. As we know, Bark Airlines has 14 passenger seats.
Right.
So they're seeking an injunction against Bark Air, which would force the airline to leave the airport altogether or move from the private jet area into the busier passenger terminal. Well, it's going to be hard to get a 14-seat jet in, if you're saying, into JFK or LaGuardia. Jesus, they can't even accommodate the shit they have.
No.
We know this is just all about what it is. And then there's a picture of a dog looking out the plane. It was very, very cute.
That's really cute.
They said the first flight was a great success. There were a mix of breeds on board, including Chihuahuas, a Golden Retriever, and Dachshunds. Now, my brother had a Dachshund. I think I've talked about him. His name was Lukey. Best dog, worst dog ever. Lukey, I loved that could have been one of my favorite dogs ever to live, Lukey. However, I had friends that came to my mom and dad's lake house and they came up from the basement and Lukey didn't know him. Oh my God. I mean, he attacked the shit out of them. They left. It was that traumatizing. They're like, we'll just come back. They ran away.
Oh my
And he
God.
was a long-haired red dachshund, a bigger one, not a teacup one. But when Lukey didn't like something, holy shit, dachshunds can snap. Well, at least Lukey could. Happy to report there was no dog drama. Some dogs played in the aisle, while the smaller dogs took long naps. Oh, how nice.
Great.
It went fine. All dogs snacked on Bark cereal treats for dog-friendly cupcakes, chicken-flavored puppuccinos, and doggy champagne chicken broth. The humans got fed too, and they shared their obsession with their dogs. This will be my friend Kathy's dream flight.
My sister
Yeah.
too. Woo.
Yeah. You couldn't do this with cats. Here's baby cat.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy.
Baby cat and them, they don't care about anything.
No.
There was a raccoon that I thought was a 4-year-old child out on the deck. It was standing up. And I was like, oh, fuck. I thought there was a lost kid. And I'm like, God damn, it's dark. And it's just out there damn. It's swaying because I had moved the food in and it knows it's supposed to be there. And then it was trying to get in the Yeti and it can't. There's claw marks all over it. It's totally ruined the Yeti.
It ruined a Yeti?
What?
It ruined a Yeti?
Yeah, they ruined not a big cooler one. It was a small cooler one that has the zipper, but a small one. Now, on Yeti, to give Yeti a shout out here, I said, you said these are indestructible. They didn't get the zipper open, but they clawed it so much, and then they broke the thing off the zipper. Their claw mark, they must have hours. They must have beat this thing around. Yeti said, hey, can you send us that picture? Can we keep the picture and use it in ads saying, because it didn't get in.
Right.
You did keep your promise. But I also am not, it's a small one and that I don't know. It was ruined.
Right.
I can't get the zipper anyway.
Well, they gave you another one, didn't they?
Yeah, they sent me a brand new one. It was very nice. I'm like, yeah, I'll take more pictures if you want. You want to see more pictures of broken shit around this house? How about the boat? Update! Oh my God, this is the best one. Sometimes it makes you happy just to be right for no reason about shit that doesn't even matter. It's just, how dumb were you? That's what I want to know. this is an update on Baby Reindeer.
Oh, no.
Martha, who's in the show, well, her name is the fictional Fiona is the real lady, the one on Pierce Morgan. We've talked about this on the Pubcast. If you've never listened to the Pubcast, it's about the show Baby Reindeer on Netflix. I said a week or 2 weeks ago, we have it on tape. Why did you make the woman in reality the same woman as your quote, the woman in the show?
Yep.
Describe the lady in 3 words. If I had to quickly, I'd go chubby, Scottish lawyer, female. That's her in real life. So for the show, what did they make her? Chubby, female, Scottish lawyer. And I said, why didn't you just make her skinny?
Yeah.
Skinny people can be crazy. It's not reserved to chubby people. Probably there's more skinny people crazy, I'd say, than chubby people.
It's an interesting stat.
I do not understand how this made it through Netflix meetings. I understand Richard Gadd turns in his script. He's a guy. He's not in charge of this shit. You have lawyers out the ass. I had to go through it with my special. I know what they got going on over there. How did nobody go, hey, guys,
A little too close.
are you sure everything in here is a fact? I mean, they had me, I told you they wanted me to fill out forms, to have my mom and dad fill out forms to say that the jokes that I do about them are fine.
Right.
I said, I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to give you their cell phones. Yep. Give them a call. You call Jack and Vicky. Because what you're asking me to do is call my mom and dad, which of course they would sign off. But then I got to email it in a PDF, and then they're going to have to DocuSign. We have already jumped sharks. We have jumped all the sharks. So guess what, Netflix lawyers?
Yeah.
You call them.
Right.
And you know what? I'm telling you. And they just quit.
Went away.
They just went away. Yeah. I mean, my mom and dad aren't going to say no, but if you really care,
Right.
I just don't know how it made it. So she is suing them. She's got New York lawyers for $170 million.
Whoa.
And guess what? I said it before on this podcast. I will keep sticking to it. She's going to win.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's $170 million. Maybe she'll accept 50 and go away. But you majorly fucked up, and you wrote a true story, not based on a true story, just based on those 2 words. Based on.
Based on. Yep.
Would have fixed a lot of this.
Good math. 2 words.
Thanks.
Yeah.
She's demanding 170, according to Harvey's court claim. Like they say in this thing, she went to prison.
Yeah.
Right? We've talked about this. So then I Googled it afterwards. Did that lady really go to prison?
Right.
Well, you can't find out because in England, it's not like in Missouri, I can look up everybody's criminal records. You can't do all that in England. It's like privacy things. But they will be able to for a lawsuit. So she better not be lying either.
Right.
Because if we find out you did go to prison, but that's a big thing to, not if you're going to sue for $170 million, but maybe she's going to say, well, yeah, that part was true, but you still made it. That was my privacy. It is an invasion of privacy. She's still claiming she never went. That's a big thing. Did you go to prison or not? I mean, it's not like saying, did you once sit outside his house for an hour? Right. That's like, well, maybe I did.
Not at the bus stop.
According to her court claim, which was watched by an estimated 65 million people and counting, it's the biggest lie in television history. The law graduate who lives in a high-rise London council flat wants every cent of the streaming giant's profits from its surprise hit. Well, I would also say good luck getting those numbers.
Right.
Because it's not old school TV.
Right.
It's not. It's streaming.
Yep.
Nobody knows.
Right.
I've never known.
No.
People, the only way I know if people like my special is if they tell me or I know it stays up there for a long time.
Yep.
Otherwise, I have no idea.
Right.
Yep. I also am old enough to not care. I mean, I want people to watch it and I want people to like it, but it's not like when you're younger, everything matters on the next thing and the next thing. And yeah, I'm good on that. Anyway, I don't know how she's going to find out. She wants to be compensated for viciously destroying her life with brutal lies. You know, my dad always used to say, people think they can sue over everything. You still have to prove damages. This lady actually has damage. People will say, well, you wrote shitty things about slander. Slander is fucked up because they'll go, okay, well, you wrote shitty things about me. Well, okay, Kathleen, how did that actually affect your life? And what are your damages? Right. People are always going to go, oh, emotional and stressful. Tangible things, though? Oh, well, you said I went to prison. Now nobody wants to hire me. Right. You said, well, she's got a lot. I'm wondering if Richard Gadd, now this is how crazy it's made me. Now I'm wondering if Richard Gadd was lying.
Maybe.
Now, she's crazy in the Piers Morgan. I'm not saying, I think all are true. I think she's comes off as a little nutty when you don't think it's weird to have 4 cell phones and 8 emails. But maybe he just exaggerated all of it. But again, if Netflix hands this to me and I'm the people, the executives at Netflix and the lawyers, I don't go, guys, we can't do this about one lady.
Right.
And unless we know it's either true.
Or we got to change it to
we got to change it completely. Right. Make her Irish, not Scottish. Make her American or something very different. Well,
You can't make her Canadian.
you could make her Canadian.
No.
That'd be a twist.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody thinks of you guys as being crazy.
No.
Except Luca Magnotta. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, you're a little weird.
You don't want to talk about that serial killer, crazy person. That's the guy from Don't Fuck with Cats. The documentary was so great. Her claim states it's a lie told by Netflix and the show's creator, Richard Gadd, out of greed and a lust for fame. A lie designed to attract more viewers, get more attention, and make more money, and to viciously destroy the life of Fiona Harvey, an innocent woman defamed by Netflix and Richard Gadd at a magnitude and scale without precedent. I don't disagree if he exaggerated.
Is she representing herself?
No, she's not representing herself.
Good.
No, she's got big New York lawyers. So we'll see.
I think that deserves a go.
That deserves. Oh yeah, here's 170 million Netflix. How you feel about that? I don't think they care about money. Like
No.
Netflix is a joke festival in LA. I'm not sure it was highly profitable. And guess what? They don't care. Holy shit, they found it. A rare stork chicks born in the United Kingdom for the first time in 600 years.
Oh,
How great is that?
wonderful.
White storks. They're awesome looking. They're part of a special conservation program called the White Stork Project. Around 250 birds have been released in Sussex, and this is the first pair to successfully hatch a chick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant news for the birds who are traditionally associated with babies and are thought to bring good luck. Yeah. They've waited 33 days for the eggs to hatch. It was extremely exciting to see the signs of the first egg hatched on May 6th. It's adorable.
Nice.
White storks were almost hunted to extinction in the Middle Ages and lost most of their watery habitat in the wild due to farming. The last record of storks breeding in Britain was at St. Gilles Cathedral in 1416.
Wow.
Congratulations, United Kingdom. Well done. This is crazy. This would scare the shit out of you if you lived a long, long time ago and you were walking around and you saw these warnings on rocks. Largest known prehistoric rock engravings discovered in South America. And it's of giant snakes
Oh.
and giant centipedes.
Yeah.
And they think that they carved them to warn people the area you're in, like heads up, like a street sign
Yeah.
for bears or something, except that this was their idea of a street sign. Like this jungle, FYI, there are snakes that are, pythons, whatever lives down there, anacondas. The engravings found carved into rock faces along the upper and middle Orinoco River in Venezuela and Colombia feature a range of imagery, including depictions of giant snakes, human figures, and giant Amazonian centipedes. The snakes, believed to be anacondas or boa constrictors, played an important role in the myths and beliefs of the local indigenous population. Some of them are 10 meters long, and the largest measuring 40 meters long in length. Can you imagine if you're just some cave person or whatever you want to call these people? I don't know, back then, indigenous tribe. You're just, in the jungle, and you come upon this rock. I mean, I would just have a heart attack.
It's terrible.
It's the largest single rock engraving anywhere recorded in the world.
Wow.
Yep. They've found a shit ton, but this is the biggest by far.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that would be a trip I would want to go. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not into the jungle. I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they found it. A blue painted shrine is the latest discovery in the Pompeii treasure chest.
Oh.
This blue room is the prettiest thing. Now I want one. Maybe I'll do
The podcast studio.
the podcast studio this color blue. You wouldn't think it would work, and it works.
Nice.
I want to go to Pompeii. I want to go next year. I'm going to figure it out. Archaeologists have unearthed an intricately decorated blue room interpreted as an ancient Roman shrine known as a sacrium during recent excavations. So they're excavating like all of Pompeii, and they keep finding crazier shit and crazier shit. The Blue Room discovery is rare, with the Culture Ministry outlining that it is generally associated with environments of great decorative importance. And it's got women, and women are painted on the walls as like the seasons. An in-depth room of the analysis, according to the ministry, found that the space could be interpreted as a space dedicated to ritual activities and the conservation of sacred objects. It's the most beautiful thing. I'll put it in the notes. You gotta see a picture of this.
Okay.
The walls of the room feature female figures that are said to depict the 4 seasons of the year, as well as allegories of agriculture and shepherding. The new discovery came amid excavations in the Reggio, the 9th area of central Pompeii, a residential area that is currently one of the most active excavation sites for new findings.
So cool.
Yep. This is just, they just keep uncovering more. Like, they should, I don't even know. I would try to stop everything so you could just keep finding shit. Moving on to news, ladies and gentlemen. I told you they were coming weeks ago. Lewis is terrified.
But what?
Me too, though. And they're parachuting in. Flying venomous spiders the size of a human hand are set to invade New York.
Oh!
Giant black and yellow spiders the size of a human hand are set to arrive in northeastern states this summer, including New Jersey and New York. Joro spiders are an invasive species that originated in China, and they can fly up to 100 miles by turning their webs into makeshift parasails.
Oh my God. Wow. I can't.
I want a whole paratroop of them to land on Lou's deck, right in Manhattan, his beloved deck, because nobody has a deck in New York, but Lou snagged one, and I want them to parachute in while he's having coffee. I want him to land
You'll die.
like American soldiers on the beaches of Normandy, and I want him to... The venom is weak, so don't worry about that, and their fangs aren't strong enough to break the skin of human or pets. The creepy collar is about 4 inches long. They have legs that span 6 to 8 feet. Inches. The females are brightly covered and are known to cannibalize their brown-colored male mates. They made it to the U.S. on shipping containers delivered to Georgia. It's your fault, Georgia. China and Georgia, you're in the trouble box for this. Wow. You did it. They spin their large orb-shaped golden webs all over people's yards.
Joros.
Lou has a pergola, and at age 40, I didn't even know what one was. I had to Google it. Well, I hope they parachute into his pergola for fun and terrify him just once. I don't want him to be scared all summer.
Screaming.
Yep. Yeah. They balloon with the wind or hitch rides on cars. They're generally going to spread where the wind blows or where humans are. Wow. The spider's ability to survive in all these different areas with different climate has been demonstrated via an experiment at the University of Georgia last summer.
They're horrifying.
Yeah, their native range is in Asia, which includes most of Western China and entire Korean peninsula, so spiders are clearly well adapted for fairly cold climates. God, yep. Can you imagine?
No.
They haven't mentioned Tennessee or Missouri, so I think I'm safe from them. But I don't.
Cicadas.
Huh?
We still got cicadas.
Well, the cicadas are fine. They don't do anything.
No.
They fly into you. They're real dumb.
Yeah.
Like you just be on a walk and they just fly and they don't get off. You're like, get the fuck off. Yeah. They don't see when the cats are coming to kill them. No. They're not smart. No.
There's baby cats.
But I like the sounds they make. I like it. So there you go. That's what's coming. New York, New Jersey. And Jersey, the shark thing is out of control. And Florida. Yeah. The Panhandle, which I love. 3 different people were attacked by sharks this week.
Unbelievable.
In shark attack. Yeah. I don't know. I've never been one of those people that will go far out. I'll never go really above my chest. Well, waist. Now. Yeah, waist. But lately, these shark things.
Baby sharks fuck you up.
And speaking of fucked up animals, since I'm on that train, this is horrifying. And this is my state, Missouri. I don't even know what I would do if I saw this.
Okay.
An invasive fish with the head of a snake and the ability to survive on land for several days.
What?
Days has been detected in Missouri. The state's Department of Conservation confirmed Friday that a northern snakehead fish had been caught by fishermen.
Gross.
Oh my God, if I caught it, I'd just throw the whole pole in the water. All of it. I can buy another fishing pole. Making it the fourth observation of the invasive species. Here's the thing. By the time the Conservation Department admits it, it's a thing.
Right.
Because every year they say we don't have mountain lions in Missouri.
Right.
They're just passing through. We don't really have any. And then the hunters go out and take the tree stand picture. And then I send them all to my brother, who's terrified of that's how he's going to meet his death. Just FYI, Pat. This one was only 20 miles away from where your tree stand is.
They're coming.
They can be 3 foot long. They have python-like coloration and pattern. And their head resembles a snake. The first one was caught in 2019. The other 2 were found last year.
Gross.
One guy found one after he caught it. He left it on the pavement for several hours thinking it would die, and it never did. I mean, what weird-ass fish can live on land for 3 days?
A snake.
A snake.
Gross.
Northern snakeheads are one of 3 invasive snakehead species in the United States. Species is native to Russia, China, and the Korean Peninsula. What is going on with China and the Korean Peninsula? What the hell?
Going on there.
They have large mouths full of pointed teeth, flat, scaly heads. They are exceptionally slimy, and they are often misidentified as bowfin fish.
Oh, don't know what that is.
Last thing about wild animals. I don't know why this week it's a theme, but it's happening. Can't be stopped.
Okay.
There's a wild beast invasion is tearing up America and killing more people than sharks.
Okay.
One man says, I'd rather get eaten by an alligator than have this happen.
Okay.
An invasion of wild beasts is wreaking havoc across the United States, and shocking figures reveal that they are killing more people than sharks. Officials up and down the country are warning of a feral swine bomb. Pigs.
Oh.
Due to an explosion of population of wild hogs, the South Florida Sun Sentinel reported. Wild hogs is an invasive species of pig first brought to Florida by Spanish settlers in the 1500s. Now have been seen in at least 35 states. They are destroying farmers' crops, tearing up gardens, and in some cases, attacking humans. They will attack you if there's a gang of them. One longtime animal trapper, Craig Green, recalled a terrifying encounter with the wild pigs in 2008. He described them as hiding in his own 3-foot-tall cage, knowing there was no one to save him until eventually they ran off and he could escape. I know when they kill you, they'll eat you while you're screaming. I'd rather be eaten by an alligator. Oh. Now, see, if I saw a wild pig, like out at our farm or something, I wouldn't be terrified like if it was a shark.
Right.
I would just be like, look at that little guy. And the boar, I know, has got the little whatever. Wild pig attacks are relatively rare, but they still outnumber all species of shark attacks combined. All species. Between 2014 and 2023, there was an average of 5.8 fatal shark attacks worldwide, compared to 19.7 of wild pigs. It's global.
Wow.
Yep. They said tigers, Indian elephants, Nile crocodiles, and venomous snakes kill more people than wild pigs, but wild pigs are worse than bears, wolves, and all shark species put together. They're far more dangerous than people ever thought. He described the vicious stab and slash wounds inflicted by boars. In 2019, a Texas caregiver was mauled to death by a pack of wild hogs while outside the home of an elderly couple, as she looks after, before being partially eaten.
Oh my God.
I know it's not funny. It's just weird that pigs would do that. They exist in 67 Florida counties and wreak the most havoc in inland areas in the middle of the state. Oh my God, one guy said, I've had calls, he's a conservation guy, like, oh my God, I'm in my car right now. This pig is slamming his head against my truck. Please come help. Please come help.
Oh my God. Wow.
I mean, it's not funny. It's just that I wouldn't think, yeah. If I saw one in the woods, I would just think it was weird.
How much do they weigh on average? Are they big?
I would say like 50 pounds.
Whoa.
I mean, the size of a medium dog, but they're fat. I mean, they're fat. Now, this isn't a wild animal story, but it does involve Bigfoot. And it's true.
It's a good setup.
And it involves prison and murder. Okay. Murder! I want Dateline to do this one, and they never will, because it's too fucking hillbilly, and it's too ridiculous. An Oklahoma fisherman. This is compliments of Lewis Black, my research assistant, who also a star of Inside Out. My research assistants are, and they're really unpaid interns. I mean, they're overqualified. He sent me this. He goes, I think you can use this for the Pubcast. Not sure. Bigfoot? Question mark. And then he wrote, I don't understand your people, because it's in Oklahoma. I'm like, I'm from Missouri, Lou. We're by Oklahoma. We share a border, and I'm not against Oklahoma. I'm just saying, don't say Oklahoma fisherman who thought his friend was trying to feed him to Bigfoot.
What?
Yep.
What did you just
He
say?
thought his friend, I'm going to tell you more about it, he's been convicted of murder.
What?
Larry Doyle Sanders has been found guilty of murder. Wait till you see a picture of Larry. I'll put it in the notes.
It's scoop.
Larry just looks like, God damn. I really thought he was doing that. I had to kill him. A man who claimed he killed his friend because he believed the victim was summoning Bigfoot was convicted of murder. Larry Doyle Sanders was found guilty by an Oklahoma judge April 17th. Jimmy Knighton was strangled to death in July of 2022 while out fishing with Sanders, the outlets reported. After waiving a right to a jury trial, Sanders' attorney reportedly claimed that his client had acted in self-defense. Wait till you hear what he thinks happened. Okay? Uh-huh. And I think he believes it. I mean, looking at him, that's obviously way judgy, but the Oklahoman, the newspaper, reported that Sanders claimed during testimony while he was out noodling.
Oh, God.
Have you guys seen my special Bothering Jesus?
It's getting better and better.
That explains noodling. My special does. You can learn something and laugh a little bit, too. He was out noodling with Knighton, and he had seen 3 Sasquatch-looking figures by the river. 3. So it's Bigfoots.
Yep.
Or big feet.
Big feet.
A gaggle of Bigfoots.
Yep.
Witness for the prosecution testified that Sanders said he believed Knighton was trying to kill him and send his body down the river as a sacrifice to Bigfoot.
Huh.
The paper reported that forensic psychiatrists tested that Sanders was suffering from a methamphetamine-induced psychosis.
I was going to say, is there crystal meth involved in this shit?
Yeah, they did. You know, what is a Saturday if it's doesn't have a little meth and noodling? What kind of weekend did you have if you didn't get a little meth? Just a little meth.
Just a ditch.
Then we're gonna go noodling. It's a beautiful day. A little sunblock. Knighton died following a fight during which Sanders put him in a chokehold. The outlets reported that Sanders faces life in prison without parole. Jimmy truly enjoyed, the dead guy, he truly enjoyed anything and everything outdoors. His obituary read, he loved to fish, game hunt, ride four-wheelers, most of all, drink beer around a big bonfire. Jimmy never met a stranger who would give anyone the shirt off his back. Well, Jimmy, did you summon the big feet? Did you? Let's answer the question. Did you do it? This was just one more animal thing, and then I'll stop. Well, why not? Yeah. Because I was in the Hamptons, and they're all excited about it. The first flamingo ever has been spotted in New York.
We forgot the flamingo.
Oh, it's downstairs, but I gave it to Baby Cat.
Oh, no.
It's hers now.
Nobody will ever see it.
It's the most celebrated visitor to visit the Hamptons in years. An American flamingo in all of its pink glory was seen in the posh waters of East Hampton's Georgica Pond. The first time the elegant creature's been spotted in New York ever. Wow. Yep. They're very excited. I don't know why it flew all the way up there. He's very well visited. People at 6 a.m. were already out there observing. I mean, this gotta tell you though. I mean, yeah, is it cool? But have you been to Florida? I mean, there's like 50 million.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to go look at a pink flamingo because I've seen 9 million in my life. I don't. Right. But I guess if you don't go south a lot, you wouldn't know.
Maybe it's a narcissistic flamingo. It wants all the attention.
Maybe it does want all the attention. Flamingos, the bird is probably tired. It's looking for food. It can definitely stick around. There's food. Yeah, there's food. Nice. The temperature's right for now. I don't know if it'll leave when it gets cold.
Yep.
All right, no more animal stuff, I promise. I'll shut up. Just a lot came through. A lot came through. This is great news.
Okay.
This is a little bit not crazy animal smarter. I am so happy for Detroit.
Okay.
So they have this giant train station downstairs, downtown, and it was going to close and all that, just like St. Louis and Cleveland. All of our cities who have this cool shit downtown, but nobody rents it anymore. And then they're just like, well, let's fucking wreck it. And you're like, no, don't do that. Like, it's beautiful. But what are you going to do with it? Well, this was amazing. I would have totally taken off work for this. Just skipped work. Detroit celebrates with everybody. Diana Ross and Eminem kicked off Michigan Central's return. Diana Ross came out on the steps and they erected this giant stage. I'm coming out. No. I want the world to see. And she looked phenomenal. She's like 80.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Even if you're lip syncing, don't care. Over 70, lip sync all you want, just show up.
Exactly.
This red dress she had on. And Eminem, you got to give him credit. Everything Detroit, the NFL draft, he is there. Everybody, when I used to work in the clubs there, they would say sometimes he just had block parties only for Detroit, like just regular people. It was not a celebrity thing. It was just whoever. And the girls would be like, oh, I think I'm going to go to Eminem's party. Like, we'd be off work like at midnight. I'm like, this is an old lady thinking, even when I'm like 30. I'm like, what time did the party start? And they're like, oh, he goes all night. It's fine. He gets a block permit. He gets his permit. And
That's great.
Yeah. But he kept it open for the kids who had to work at night.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Another chapter in Detroit's revival was written, sung, and celebrated Thursday as 20,000 people descended on Roosevelt Park in Detroit's Corktown neighborhood for a star-studded concert and celebrated the rebirth of Michigan Central Station, an iconic landmark that spent decades as a symbol of the city's decline. It's crazy. Like, I used to go do radio. They had radio stations in the old Ford buildings down there, and it was like going into my dad's old law buildings downtown. He'd moved to the next one when that one got like deserted. But like the gold on the elevators and the whole thing was gorgeous. And you're like, it's like a ghost ship. Oh yeah. But anyway, the show was nothing short of a love letter to Detroit, as a vast range of musical styles were presented on the stage. Motown legend Diana Ross kicked off the concert with some of her biggest hits, I'm Coming Out and Upside Down. No! Boy, you turn me inside out and round and round. It ended with hometown rapper, the Pride of Warren, doing a 4-song set backed by the Detroit Symphony Orchestra that included Welcome to Detroit with Trick Trick and his current release, Houdini. The festival started with intense winds, but that could not stop the 80 years old Ross from sparkling in a flowing orange dress. Oh, it looked red in the video. Wow. As she encouraged the crowd to dance with her. In her show, she sang songs as well as beloved Motown hits. And, you got to give her credit. Cool. I'm sure she doesn't live in Detroit anymore, probably, but she goes back a lot. Great. I think how Nashville's become the country music thing, I think Detroit, I have these ideas. And then I start to tell Lewis on the phone. Then he always tells me, put it in your book, Kathleen. Right. I'm busy. In other words, he doesn't want to fucking hear my ideas. I'm like, I don't have ideas often. About one every 6 months. But I think it's usable. Detroit should create, I know Motown's too old, so we can't do that. They should have their own Detroit Music Row. And then have all of it. So you could have Diana Ross's theater. That's cool. She doesn't have to be there every night. Eminem's theater is all rap guys. So here's the rap theater, the Motown ones. Here's the 50s. Here's the 60s. Here's the 70s, and R&B. Yeah, Anita Baker's from there. Be so great. They have so many different kinds of music. Make it a whole strip.
That'd be great.
And then if you're gonna go now, of course Diana Ross is gonna be there. But we have people that are doing that kind of music. Right. And thank you, Detroit. Thanks for being home. Blah blah blah.
That's great.
It's just awesome. Oh, wow. The 90-minute sold-out show had a lineup of musical performances, all a tribute to Detroit. Melissa Etheridge, Fantasia, they're both great, and Jelly Roll, all paid tribute to Bob Seger.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh. And everybody I know in Detroit says he's the nicest guy ever. Fantasia performed a song, Jelly Roll. Oh, Jelly Roll sang Turn the Page. Turn the Page.
Well, we gotta find a video of that.
Here I am. Back on the road again. Yeah. Here I am. Just turning the page. Barry Sanders was there. Football player. Iconic Detroit Lions. Yeah, great. Actor Sam Richardson. Comedian Lonnie Love. Good for Lonnie. Judge, I didn't even know she was from Detroit. Judge Greg Matthews and actress Sophia Bush. I'm surprised Jim, what's his name, Jeff Daniels. Jack White played a song.
So great.
It's so great to see Detroit come back.
Yeah.
Tiny bit, but tiny bit. Yep. But that's a big one if you can save the thing. Breaking news. I don't really care. But I'm saying it because we should all know as Americans. Okay. Pat Sajak has retired from Wheel of Fortune. Mm-hmm. I haven't watched it in forever. I'm not against it. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. But I didn't even know they were still doing it. I didn't know there were new ones. I don't know. I thought it was
Ryan
over a while.
Seacrest is taking over.
Ryan Seacrest is going to do it. I don't know.
Doesn't want to retire.
He doesn't want to retire. There is a special kind of human that can be a game show host.
Yep.
It is not this lady. No, I could do one a year. Yeah. But then, I mean, they tape like 5 in a day. You just become. I do not know how Drew Carey does it. I do not know how Ryan Seacrest will do this. Wayne Brady did Let's Make a Deal. Right. Oh my God. I don't know. It's just a special skill that I definitely do not have. His final episode aired June 7th. He's a serious person, kind of. He had a lot of very serious thank yous. It was an incredible privilege. These are things he said, decade after decade. He began hosting in 1981. He said it's a place where kids learn letters, where people from another country hone their English skills, where family came together. Then he had a little speech for Vanna. And finally, to my professional other half, dear Vanna, like me, she takes the show very seriously, but not herself. I shudder to think what these 40-plus years might have been like had they brought someone in full of themselves playing the prima donna. Vanna is sweet and unassuming as she seems. We've seen a lot of changes, but we've always been there for each other. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So if you're missing Pat, look for Ryan. Christ, I couldn't do it. They should have guest hosts to give those people a break. Yeah. You know, just go, hey, Ryan, are you sick of it this week? Right. And then just, like give those people a break. I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
Give it a Jelly Roll.
Yeah, Jelly Roll will do it. Yeah. He'll do just about anything you ask him to do because he's a nice person. Now this is a big deal. Okay. And it's going to affect your summer travel. This one's a little hard. Stick with me, termites. No, you need to know if you're going somewhere because this is going to turn into a strike. And I have another article about that, but I didn't want to hurt everybody's head too soon. Okay. American Airlines, I don't usually fly them. Nope. Delta. But I used to fly them all the time out of St. Louis because it used to be TWA, and then Los Angeles. When you're a younger comic, you can't fly who you want to fly all the time. You have to fly, not making any money. You got to fly who's ever the cheapest. Sometimes it was Americans, whatever. So, I mean, I don't know. I've had fine flights on American, and my dad used to be the union representative attorney for the TWA flight attendants when it was TWA. So I do empathize 1,000% because the flight attendants at American, I think the Delta ones are a lot happier because I think they have a better situation. And if you're my age and you're an American Airlines flight attendant and every year the pay gets shittier and the benefits start shrinking and the people are way more hillbilly and drunkified, it's just not a good recipe for menopausal women. No. Especially, there's so many on American where they just boss everybody around, and they don't even give a shit anymore. And I kind of am amused by it, where they just were like, I'm not serving drinks. Yeah. Oh, okay. And they just sit down. No reason given. Yeah, well, they'll go with turbulence. Meanwhile, the plane's flying perfectly fine. Okay. American Airlines backlash. The CEO... This is why I always agreed with Bernie Sanders. Right. Now, can you vote for Bernie? Of course not. But I do agree that the CEO these paychecks of the CEO is completely out of whack. I know one person that's a CEO. Is he awesome? Yes. Is he Einstein? No. Nope. I don't understand why these CEOs, this is club you get in, and you automatically, it's like you're so valuable. Right. No, there are people that are extraordinarily valuable. And Einstein, things like that, a musical prodigy. You're a fucking airline.
Well, Don't downsize that.
Well, some CEOs, I'm saying,
Yeah.
are super genius people.
Yes.
But not, they all can't be that.
They're very good business people. But
Well, I know the guy that I used to love, Richard. Hi. He used to do the welcome video on Delta, and I used to know it by heart. And I used to say it, hi, I'm Richard Anderson. And then he would say, welcome to Delta. And he was very friendly, very friendly. I liked him. Like, I wanted to go have a drink with him. But he'd go, Delta, and I don't remember his exact words, but then I would just add on to it, is a big, global, giant, humongous. I just added all those words because he said like 2 words that were the exact same thing. And I'm like, how come nobody caught that in editing?
Yep.
Gigantic and global.
are the same.
Yeah. But he was, he went on to Amtrak because when his video disappeared, I'm like, where did my dad go? He's like my airline dad. Anyway, American Airlines released a shareholder presentation supporting its own position on votes at the carrier's annual meeting. The means re-electing its slate to the board, approving its auditor, and make it corporate governance changes that allow amendments to certificate of incorporation and bylaws. CEO Robert Isom got a $31 million compensation package.
Wow.
I mean,
That's the problem.
that's what you get when you fail,
Right.
when you suck. Sorry, man. That's all right. Here's $31 million. Thanks for playing.
Yep.
What? So the flight attendants, all of them, they're going to go on strike, and they're pissed.
Yep.
And they were offered. Some of them are at food stamp level.
Yeah.
And I remember because I tried to be a flight attendant. I know that's hard to believe, but I was too short.
Thank God.
I just wanted to travel, and I thought, I bartended, I worked in restaurants. I could talk to people. I'm not shy, and I'm a pretty good waitress. And safety, I can learn it.
Yeah.
I'll go to school. Well, no. And I made it through 2 interviews, and nobody ever asked me, how tall are you?
Right.
And then the main interview, they started measuring people. I'm like, oh, well, fuck. Why didn't you say this from the beginning?
Right.
I'm 5'1", I'm not 5'2". I can't even fake it.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I thought it would be a fun job, and then I don't know anymore if it's fun. It doesn't seem fun and the pay too. So anyway, the pay is at food stamp level. If you because I was gonna get put in like Newark or JFK, and then the Midwest person, where am I supposed to live? I don't understand any of this. Right. Well, the amount of money it takes to live in New York compared to say if you got put in Dallas. American is a hub out of Dallas.
Chicago.
Right. But the ones that are put in the expensive markets, they can't even afford. No, you got to get roommates. Which is all fine in your 20s. But at some point,
You're over it.
you're over it. So check if you're flying American, if they're actually, your plane is going.
Yeah.
Because the flight attendants, if they were offered a 17% increase. But the problem is it's so far behind that 17 isn't even enough. And the flight attendants union said, nay, we are not accepting 17%. No, it's got to get to the point where it's minimum, like the not food stamp level.
Yeah.
So how do we do that?
Yeah.
Let's get above
The
that.
whole country's in inflation right now. So they're going to compensate for that.
Yeah. And by the way, before I do my little thank yous and quotes, I forgot I went to the Banksy Museum in New York.
Oh, yeah. Talk about that.
$30 to get in. Now, these are recreations of Banksy's because a lot of the Banksys have been destroyed and they're not movable. But they hired all these kids to do them perfectly, and they're perfect. And then they have the videos like next to it of where it was.
Cool.
And it's so awesome. And it wasn't like crowded, like you didn't feel like there's tons of people in there, but in a great way. You walk in, there's a very nice lady. Here, follow the blue arrows. It's all on your own. You're on your own. It was the way I love a museum to be.
Right.
Or if you want I don't know if they had a headset thing, but the videos are self-explanatory. You don't need, and I didn't know he did all this stuff. I mean, there was things in there I had no idea he did. Now I wish I would have gone slower, but I was hungry. Yeah, I was hungry. I'm like, God damn it, why didn't I just take a bite of something? I don't know how long it's going to be there. It's down on Canal Street, so it's a bit of a haul, but it's only $30.
You can buy a knockoff handbag while you're doing it.
Oh my God. because it's on the edge of Chinatown, and I must have been asked by 5,000 people if I wanted to buy a purse, and then they have the menu of the purses that are available. But then I'm like, what do you? In my mind, I don't want any of your purses, but. If I did, am I supposed to follow you down some creepy alley?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm not doing that.
Yep, you are.
No, and they put older women out there, and I'm sure it's a trick because they think nobody would think that somebody my mom's age would be out there tricking people.
Right.
I'm not following anybody anywhere in New York. That's not, or any city for that matter. No. Maybe in a super nice southern city I might, because if they told me like, hey, come on down here, we got some creme brulee. I'm like, well, all right.
Cold beer.
So some thank yous, and then we'll do the quotes. Janine Farrell Blum, which, by the way, my grandma's name was Farrell. Wonderful. Catherine Farrell. She bought my dad a Mass card, which is great.
Cool.
Yeah, because me and my brother keep joking. If you're not Catholic, if you don't qualify for heaven, you get put in purgatory. Mm-hmm. And then as a kid, in church, every day in Catholic school, we'd have to pray for the souls in purgatory. We were trying to pray them out.
Right.
You get out of purgatory by prayers based on earth.
Right.
So every mass it said, I'm like, just in case my dad did something I don't know about, if he happens to be in purgatory, I appreciate every effort. Let's get him out. Let's upgrade him.
Jackalope.
Let's move Jackalope up.
Yeah.
That's Janine. She's also a huge Jaws fan, and she's a huge Mets fan. But she got me a Cardinal vest. So that takes a lot for a Mets fan to buy a Cardinal anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't hate us, but it's not the friendliest rivalry.
You're both having
It's not Chicago. It's not Cubs Cards where we actually like each other secretly. But I really only secretly do it because the Cardinals are usually better. We're horrible. I've been invited to Basia and James's wedding.
Yep.
I'm working, but that doesn't mean I won't send something.
Right.
A lot of still stuff about my dad, which thank you very much. And then I was invited to an Irish pub in Palm Springs, and I can't wait to tell Bob and Clark
Go.
because they probably don't know that there is one. I would not picture Palm Springs having an Irish pub.
No.
Nope. Sean Kathleen McCluskey sent me a condolence card about my dad. I do read them all. I don't go over them all because there's too many, but they all are appreciated. I just grabbed a few. O'Kane's Irish Pub, Palm Springs.
So weird.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's good. A Rancho Mirage. I'm gonna tell Bob. Yep. Why not? If they're bothering to do it, it must be pretty good. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do our quotes. Termites. Mm-hmm. I've got
Did you do the thank yous from the Hamptons?
Oh no, I didn't do my thank yous from the Hamptons. Oh, sorry. The giant, a whole hamper of beer. And then the kettle chips I ate, that was Laurie and Eric. The Irish beers and the cookies, that was Walter and Vicky, spelled like my mom with an I. Boom. The local beer, Carrie, Mary, Kevin, Eileen, and Maggie, representing the children. Oh, they were the children. That's right. Nice to see the children. The children show up. Because, and then that was Janine that got me the Cardinals vest and the mask and all that stuff. So thank you to everybody in Westhampton. It was great.
What have you been watching?
Oh, I forgot to say what I was watching. Well, I'm not watching. Well, now I have to go watch fucking Palm Royale. Unbelievable. I watched the last episode of Ripley. I loved it. For once in our lives, Lou goes, I don't know, I thought it was pretentious. Oh, really? I'm the one that says that all the time where I don't even use the word pretentious. I say artsy fartsy, Lou. That's movie house bullshit. I don't have time for it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I liked it.
For fun, I read that this shark movie, all the children loved it. Okay, so I thought, well, it's an hour, 20 minutes, and I had stuff that I had to do. I'll just do my stuff while I watch it. Like, I'm not committing to it.
Right.
It's called Under Paris. It is the most ridiculously fun hour, 20 minutes I've ever. It is so great. The premise is that climate change, okay, and the children are very mad about it. But climate change has affected the sharks, and now they can live, like, anywhere, okay? And they're going to be in the Seine River, and we are having a triathlon, and nobody believes us that there's a giant shark in the Seine River in Paris. And I love that, like, in the movie, they're all like 20, where they're like, let's just go find it. Okay, all right, cool. It is. I may have to watch it again. It's so bad.
God.
It's good. It's so bad. It's good. The premise is everything's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. The acting, and it was originally made in French, and the looping and the dubbing is awful. Like you just keep laughing where they'll be like blah 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 in French, and it'll be like I don't know, comes out I don't know, like the lip, none of it matches.
Hey guys.
It is perfectly horrible.
So dumb.
It eats everybody in the triathlon. I mean, I'm not blowing the story. You're gonna see. Just trust me. And then it takes over all of Paris. It eats the mayor of Paris. It eats. It splashes so much water. It's like in neighborhoods, and there's just sharks, like on the West Bank, and it's the most ludicrous thing. If you have laundry to fold or something. That's what I was doing. I think I was folding laundry. I was doing little house chores and stuff. I had it on. Anyway, it's on Netflix, I think. And then I also did watch The Great Lillian Hall with Jessica Lange because I was going to see Jessica Lange.
Right.
It's on Max. Now, fair warning, it's about an old Broadway actress that can't remember her lines because she's starting to have dementia. Somebody like my brother would think it was boring as shit. Okay? So if you're... like my brother, you got to be in the mood. Yeah. It's almost like a play.
If you like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, if you like the first 5 minutes, you'll keep liking it. But I loved it because it's Jessica Lange, and she's great in that too. She's perfect. Mm-hmm. So that's, and then I've been trying to watch basketball. I mean, hockey. I don't really care about the basketball. I did, however, pick Boston. Just saying. Yeah. But that's only because Stephen A. Smith told me to. It's not like I'm a genius. Florida actually have information. Their goalie's so good, Officer Bob.
What do they call him?
They call him Officer Bob. His name's like Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky. And they call him Officer Bob. And I'm kind of rooting for Edmonton just because Canada should win it. Yeah. Because it's the national pastime of but Connor McDavid needs to turn into Connor McDavid. Yep. And so far, I've seen it in one game. Right. That's not enough. Nope. Then they interviewed him, and he was a sad clown. Yeah. You can't be depressed like that. Come on. No. Let's go. Come on, Connor. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe do you have another goalie? I'm just saying.
Skinner is from there.
Oh, he's from Edmonton? Yeah. Oh, well, then you can't replace the hometown hero.
Boston is leading the series 2-0.
Boston is leading 2-0. Oh, I didn't even know that. I thought it was 1-0. I know it's 2-0.
No.
Well, Stanley Cup. Just saying, put your money, get on DraftKings, bet on Florida. Probably too late, though. You should have listened to this podcast earlier, and you'd have known to get that bet, and boom, you'd be winning money. Mm-hmm.
God.
The Tay-Tay quote. This is on how to win the dating game.
Oh.
This is from Glamour magazine, March 2014. Freeze out. You don't respond to any of his texts or calls until he does something desperate, like shows up. That's crazy.
Yeah, psycho.
Yeah, I don't want some psycho. If I didn't respond to you, don't fucking show up. That's called stalking, Tay-Tay.
You have problems with that.
Or he calls or leaves a voicemail. That's fine.
Right.
Something that makes it very clear to you that he's interested. Okay, showing up.
It's hard to get near her. That's a problem.
Well, the people that do show up are arrested, Taylor. You actually are a proponent of that, and so am I. I'm agreeing with you, but don't respond till he does something. I don't want desperation.
No.
Okay, she's young.
Yeah.
Not all of these pieces of advice are going to be winners.
No.
Dolly's, though, are all winners.
They are. Dolly's Hall of Fame quotes.
This is how she met her husband, Carl. Mm-hmm. Carl Dean. In an interview with The Guardian. I was walking down the street to the laundromat. He stopped me and he said, "Hey, you're going to get sunburned in there." Well, he had to say something. Even she's like, what does that even mean? Oh, no, I'm sorry. He said, "Hey, you're going to get sunburned out here." Well, he had to say something. It's not, yeah.
You know, he doesn't seem like a man of many words.
Carl doesn't seem like a talker, just from what I've seen.
No.
It's like my brother-in-law, Matt.
Super cute, though.
Carl's very handsome. Yeah, you look at the pictures of when they got married or when they're young. Yeah. He was a smoking hot, and he's really tall. Like she's short, but yeah. She's only like 5'1", so maybe he's probably normal height.
Right.
Like to me, he looks 6'7", but I'm sure he's probably like 5'10".
What are you doing this week?
This week, I am going to bat mitzvah.
Nice.
Yep. And
What are you wearing?
what I am wearing is a big question, and it's for my friend. And doing some podcasts that I had to cancel, making up those, so that's good, like in real time. And yeah, I don't know. And you know, I call Lewis and my friend Dorf for advice when I don't know these things about, like, I've never been to a bat mitzvah, and they're idiots. I'm like, what am I supposed to wear? And Lou goes, the thing. What? What does that even mean, Lewis? Well, I mean, like a thing, I go, here's what I know, confirmations. All you do is show up in someone's backyard with an envelope of $50 or $100 for the child, depending how much extra money you might have. We don't care if you go to the church. That's not necessary. Just show up, it's some Tom's confirmation. Show up in the backyard. Free drinks, tons of food. But this is, at a nice place and all that. I don't know. I'm going to go through my closet today, try to figure out something that looks like, the thing.
The thing.
And I can't trust Dorf. He'd show up in a golf pullover and think it was fine.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's, look where it's from. Yeah, and hokas and some weird man's pants from Athleta. Or no, what's the one that makes the guy? I keep telling Lou to go get some Lululemon golf pants. Yeah, Dorf is of no help. And they're my only leads on this. So I don't know.
Are you going to Missouri for Father's Day?
I am going to Missouri for Father's Day, so that we're going to go have some fun, and then going to meet with the guy who's helping on the Ozark house.
Nice.
And see my nieces and nephews and see my mom.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it'll be super fun.
Great.
She's fired up. I'm going to make her go play 9 holes, whether she wants to or not. She said, would you practice if you were me? My hip hurts. I go, well, no, Mom, I wouldn't do anything if my hip hurt. But maybe if it's arthritis, I don't know enough about arthritis, but maybe you need to move your hip.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a mover goer anyway. She's in shape. She's in very good shape, but she's 83.
We could probably get a doctor to weigh in on that.
Well, a doctor. I'm not driving to Columbia, Kathleen. Yeah. I have an ulcer. I go, well, why don't we do something about that? No, they say there's nothing you can do. I'll just sit here. Oh, in pain. This is fun. Let's just sit here in pain, Mom. Let's know why don't we get an endoscopy? Nah.
Let's go to the Willows.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go to the Willows on fried chicken night. Yep. Tuesday's fried chicken night, Mom. Are you in for that? She's in for that.
No.
Because she doesn't eat really dinner, but then she'll take it all home, and then it's lunch for 3 days.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to, I get it. The older you get, you just don't feel like doing all that shit. You don't feel like it.
No.
But when something goes on for a while, by the way, I forgot to say thank you to Bob and Clark for my Stevie Nicks mug and your Tay Tay mug. All right, termites. I have talked too long. I've gone way too long.
Yep.
I know. So that's it.
Happy Wednesday.
Are you ready? Night, night, termites.